Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across this my platform. If you like what you are watching, please kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. Here we react to all forms of video, local, international, especially what is happening in Nigeria. I also want to use this opportunity to appreciate YouTube. Yes, I will keep on appreciating them because YouTube is one of my best platforms for creating this wonderful platform for us to use to disseminate information to the members of the public. And as well, I will also put a disclaimer that Linda's TV show do not promote any hate speech, violence, or misinformation. We are here to educate, inform, and we react to all forms of video. You see us sitting there watching the video together and after analyzing it.
Forcefully, you labeled him a terrorist. Then he must apologize. Then we ask, you are charging him for possession of firearms. When Asari Dokubo is displaying his AK-47, have you arrested Asari Dokubo? Recruiting militants, threatening to kill the entire Southeast people. You have not arrested him because he's doing your own bidding. Now you are coming to arrest Emefiele for possessing firearms. What about the bandits in the bush, in Sambisa? What about the bandits along Kaduna, Abuja Kaduna Road? How many of them have they arrested? The bandits that are parading AK-47, how many of them have they arrested for possessing AK-47? They don't know where the bandits are. If they don't know where the bandits are, don't they know the man who goes to visit the bandits and come out? Don't they know him? He goes to visit the bandits in the bush and come out. How many of those bandits in the bush that have AK-47 has the DSS arraigned? How many? Because Emefiele is from the southeast, or because he's from the south that bears him on them. We must prosecute them. We must suppress them. In a country, you say we are united and our unity is in our diversity. You just talk, you don't walk the talk. In this country, rule of law must be entrenched. That is why we are here. He must apologize to Emefiele for labeling. I am okay, the kingdom.
Good day, viewers. I hope you saw what happens to the Federal High Court in Lagos about the custody of Emefiele, who is going to take possession of Emefiele. Actually, the court gave an order bailing Emefiele. So maybe DSS want to rearrest him, and the prison service as well want to obey the court order and put them in their custody before the bail condition will be met. It is so unfortunate, and what happens today is an international disgrace. People are watching Nigeria, and I'm so marveled. I'm so ashamed about this country called Nigeria. How different security operatives be fighting over an order court gave. This is very shameful. What are they fighting for? I don't understand what is going on. Maybe this Emefiele's arrest could be political. Because if it is not political, these people will not have interest to take him. These people will have interest to take him. And two security operatives will be fighting between each other. But one of the lawyer among the Ndago team of Emefiele have something to tell us about what really transpired. Let us know whether this thing that is going on is political, or they just really want to obey the law, or they want to punish this man because of cashless policy he brought and also the naira scarcity. I just don't know what really transpired. But take your time and watch this video to the end.
Okay, mine, because my colleagues, they've made valid points and accurately and correctly represented what happened in court earlier today. And to further show you what happened in court today, this is the order of the Federal High Court, which lawyers to Emefiele are about to perfect as we speak now. We have always stood for the rule of law, and our presence here today is to ensure that the sanctity of our laws are respected, that the provisions of our laws are respected, that judgments of courts are obeyed, and orders of all court purely executed as it is, both in form and as it is found on the paper. So the DSS attempt to further humiliate and arrest Mr. Emefiele is a desecration of the temple of justice. In fact, it disobedience of that court order, which is very clear. Release the man on bail if he meets certain conditions, and then if he fails to meet those conditions, let him be remanded in Nigeria Correctional Service Center. So that is the order of court. Whoever you are not allowed to disobey that order. It is immaterial whether your gun is as big as the vehicle behind me, is as big as the house behind me. What we are asking you to do is that as a creation, the SSS is a creation of the law. It is an institution established by our laws. they must respect our laws. And the only way they should respect our laws today is to go home and report to their superiors what happened in court today. And if you attempt to rearrest him in court, first of all, if they are arresting him in court, it's a complete desecration of the temple of justice, as I said earlier. And then, not only that, it will be a disobedience of court order and an invitation to anarchy. And who knows what this will result to. It is better we warn that we told the path of peace and the rule of law, and that is why we are here. Obey our laws, obey our constitution, and everybody will go home in peace. And as I've always said, one day, their own time will come. It is this same institution that they desecrate today that they will come back to. The court is the last hope of the common man. It is Emefiele today. He may be Ugochukwu tomorrow. He may be Maxwell tomorrow. He may be Kingdom tomorrow. And even Eti Yusuf. Who knows? But it is this court that will always sustain one thing. The rule of law and the sanctity of our constitution. Ugochukwu Ezekiel.
Sorry, please, can we capture this?
Yes, we can. No, we are civil society group. Sorry, no, Benny.
Speaking to us about the case, because right now we are still within the premises of the court. We are still within the premises of the court, and we're told that Mr. Godwin Emefiele is still within the court premises trying to perfect his bail conditions, because according to report that we have right here, men of the DSS are trying to pick him up afresh for another matter entirely different from what we have right here right now. And some lawyers are raising objection that it's going to amount to desecration of the judicial system, of the court system, for the DSS to arrest him thereafter. We can now also see some prison warders standing by also to pick him up as well, to maybe keep him in their custody pending the time that he will perfect the bail conditions. But right now is the atmosphere is kind of pensive as people are watching out for a possible drama around here. That courtroom, we see Mr. Emefiele inside that courtroom, filling the bail papers and waiting perhaps for his bail conditions to be perfected. But the DSS insists, and that's why they are standing around, that they must pick him up for another trial entirely different from what we have right here. So we are still standing by. We'll keep our cameras rolling in anticipation of a possible drama right here and right now. But let me also remind our viewers that moments ago, the court granted Mr. Emefiele a bail worth 20 million naira and one surety in like sum, who must have a property in Lagos. So we don't know how much of that papers have been signed inside, because the suspended CBN governor is still inside that court. He pleaded earlier not guilty to the allegation of being in possession of firearms without appropriate license, and the judge listened to the argument of the government prosecution team and of course his own lawyers, and at the end of the day decided to grant him that bail of 20 million naira. So let's keep a tab on what is happening here. Let's keep we'll just stand by here to see what happens at the end of the day.
Baba, if you know this information, do you know where they will be taking, where the DSS plans to take him after he finishes filling out his paperwork on a second charge? And also, approximately how many DSS members are on ground right now?
We don't know where the DSS will be taking him to, but it is certain that they want to take him into their custody. Remember that for several weeks he has been in the custody of the DSS until a court ruled that they either took him to court or they should just release him on bail. And that was what triggered the DSS in taking certain actions, including what we are seeing here today. He has been in their custody almost perpetually until now. So if they succeed in taking him from here right now, they will take him into their custody and he will remain with them, maybe till another appearance in court. We don't know what they are going to charge him for in that fresh appearance in court. So right now we cannot tell you specifically the number of security teams we have inside this court premises, but we have quite a number of hooded, fully armed DSS operatives around us here. I don't know if my cameraman can see some of them wearing hoods, carrying arms, and just taking strategic positions around the court right now. So we wait to see what happens here. We can see the boss of the correctional services also standing by. Perhaps they also want to take him into custody, because usually when a suspect is granted bail, is handed over to the security services until he's able to perfect the bail conditions given to him by the court. Then after, he'll be released on bail from that correctional service. That is the tradition. But the DSS can also claim that is a high, it's a big case. That it's a big case of, in terms of the magnitude of the case. Therefore, they may also claim that perhaps the correctional services may not have enough security to keep him in their custody. Therefore, they may claim to take him into their own custody and keep him there pending for that determination of the case. So right now, we are still in court waiting to see what drama will play out at the end of the day.
Then, Oba, just getting to us now, information from this particular hearing, the counsel for the federal government, Nkiru Jones Inebo, in an oral submission, opposed the bail application that we're now seeing being granted, insisting that the prosecution had not been given time to respond in line with the provisions of fair hearing enshrined in the Constitution. She also said that the prosecution had information that the defendant, that's talking about Mr. Emefiele in this regard, has refused to hand in his passport, suggesting that his capacity to evade and abscond from his trial. Do you have any information as to whether his passport has been collected? Because that in itself could be a reason or an excuse as to why the DSS might want him back in custody, seeing that he has the capacity to evade and possibly abscond from his trial.
I cannot independently confirm that information right now, because what we know is that after the bail conditions must have been met. We have seen cases where even after meeting the bail conditions, the international passport of the suspect still remains with the government. So we don't know. We really cannot say for sure if the DSS has his international passport in their custody or is still with Mr. Emefiele. But right now, right here, what we are waiting to see is whether Mr. Emefiele will be allowed to enjoy the bail starting from this court, or will be taken into the DSS custody for further prosecution.
Well, it seems that he has pled not guilty, and as you said, the drama continues. We will keep a close watch on this as the day.
Hello, my wonderful people. As you have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.